What we're going to do in section 7.4 is the process of unit conversions. The reason that we do this section and the reason that there are extra homework problems that I'll talk about on this packet is because if you're going into the medical field, the nursing department and the healthcare department has asked us to really cover this thoroughly because students need to be able to go in there day one comfortable converting between units. Okay, so if you can use a unit conversion, then that's going to help you if you have a career as a nurse and you're given a drug in one measurement and you have to convert it to another one before you give it to a patient and you don't want to kill them, then this is going to be something that would be useful to you to be able to do. All right, so here we go with our unit conversions. What we're going to do is in my example, we're going to convert 4 gallons to quarts. Now, I know that there are other ways to do this. I know some teachers will, again, going back to the metric system, there's a rhyme or there's a way to remember. If you're converting from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you multiply or whatever it is. I don't even remember. If you're converting to a larger to a smaller, you divide. I don't like to remember rhymes because I always remember them wrong. Okay, so I'm going to give you the process and you can do with it whatever you want. Okay, but this process will work every time and it'll show you clearly whether you have to multiply numbers or divide numbers. So here we go. We're going to start with 4 gallons. And in this first problem, I ask, let's go ahead and convert gallons to quarts. Okay, great. This is one of the issues with the US system is, whereas the metric system, everything is 10 times the previous thing. In the metric system, or excuse me, in the US system, you can see all the conversions are kind of goofy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now multiply 4 gallons by what's called the unit fraction. Okay, or you can call it the conversion ratio. Some places call it. Doesn't matter what you call it, just matters that you know how to use it. So from the chart that I gave you on the side, and I'll give you the chart on the test. I'm not into you memorizing these things. What is the relationship between gallons and quarts? Yeah, we can see right here that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Perfect. So here's how I'm going to use that relationship. Since I started with gallons and I want to get rid of the gallons, I want no more gallons, I'm gonna use the relationship like this. I'm going to say that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. The reason that I have put the gallons in the denominator instead of the numerator is because I want them to cancel. Okay, so now I've got a gallons up here in the numerator because if you remember, anytime you have a whole number like 4, you can always write it over 1, okay, if that helps you. Okay, so I've got gallons in the numerator, I've got gallons in the denominator, so I can cancel the gallons. I no longer have them. All that's left is quarts, which is what I want. So what tells me where to put the gallons in this is I'm trying to cancel them. So now, from what's left, do I multiply my numbers or do I divide my numbers? You can see right away, there's no guesswork involved. You multiply them. So 4 times 4 gives me 16 quarts. It's called unit conversion or dimensional analysis. My chemistry teacher in high school called it stoichiometry. I don't know if that was really the word for it or not, but I really remembered it for some reason. Okay, so I hope that's useful to you. What we're going to do is we're going to do the next 4 exercises one at a time. So what I would like you to do is make your best shot at converting 936 feet into yards. just because it's the first one you're doing and I want to make sure that we iron out any potential problems you're having. So we're going to start here with the 936 feet. I'm going to multiply by my unit ratio. And so maybe you needed the chart for this one, maybe you didn't. What's the relationship between feet and yards? Perfect, right here at the top, 1 yard equals 3 feet. So when I put the numbers, 1 yard and 3 feet, which one's going to go where? Which one's numerator, which one's denominator? Feet is the denominator, and I'm sure you know why, but please tell everybody, why did you put the feet in the denominator? Perfect, well said. I started with feet, I want the feet to cancel, so now that I put the feet in the denominator, they do. Okay, that's how fractions work. When I have the same thing in the top and the bottom that I'm multiplying, I can cancel. Okay, now this time, the problem, what does it tell me? Am I going to multiply these numbers or divide these numbers? Yeah, this is in the bottom of a fraction. All a fraction bar means is division. Okay, so that means I have 936 divided by 3, so that's going to be 312 yards. If you've got a question, comment, or concern, commotion, conundrum, whatever, let me know. If not, go to exercise 2. Convert 620 hours to days. If you have to round, I didn't put this in the instructions, but round to the 10th is fine. Okay, so we start off with the 620 hours, and the relationship between hours and days, I'm sure we all know, is 24 hours is in 1 day, but in case you didn't, it's right here on the chart. And so where am I going to put the 24 hours? In the top of the fraction or the bottom of the fraction? Okay, bottom, so that I can get them to cancel out. So 1 day, so it does, my hours go away. And so when I do 620 divided by 24, what do we get there rounded to the 10th? Yeah, I think it's 25.83 repeating, 33333 forever. And so rounding to the 10th just means I'm going to leave it 25.8 days. Well done. If you understand what's going on here, then you understand all of section 7.4. I'm just going to let you know we've got 2 more problems we're going to do in this session right here. When we come back next time, we're going to talk about conversions that you might have to do multiple unit fractions. That's okay. Then we're going to convert rates down at the bottom, the last 2 examples. Now, you can do a lot of the homework in my math lab. Also, there is extra practice on the back. If you are going somewhere that you're going to have to convert units, which is probably most all of you, I recommend giving this extra try. You don't have to turn this into me. It's just some extra practice. The answers are on the bottom half of the page. The problems are at the top half of the page. Okay, it's just extra practice. So in the meantime, do exercise 3, please. Now we're converting between a metric unit and a US unit, which is another nice practical application of this. Okay, so at the top of the second box, you can see that in 1 inch, there are 2.54 centimeters. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the 1 inch in the top, the 2.54 centimeters in the bottom. And I'm hoping everybody can see that I put that in the bottom because now the centimeters cancel out. Again, that tells me to go ahead and to divide. So 900 divided by 2.54 and round it to the 10th, what do you end up with there? 354.3 inches. Great job. Last one for the day, then you're free of me for another week. Convert 150 pounds to kilograms, and that is found, just in case you're looking, at the bottom of the page is that conversion. All right, so last but not least, I've got 150 pounds. I do not know why the abbreviation for pounds is LBS, but it is. So down here at the bottom, we are told that 1 pound is 0.45 kilograms. So 1 pound is 0.45 kilograms. And again, I put the pound in the bottom because I want these to cancel. And so that tells me to multiply those numbers. And when I multiply those numbers, how many kilograms do I end up with? Beautiful. Well done. I appreciate it. We will do the rest of that page in the next session.